MCU Timeline 2. Here we go. I'm actually filming this right after the day after first one, but this will come out every Tuesday. So this will come out next Tuesday. I'm actually filming this on Tuesday, but I made the video on Monday and I released it on a Tuesday. Actually, this is going to be a Wednesday thing, only because I released it on Tuesday, but due to copyright issues, I had to change a bit of it. And by the time I finished doing that, it was like 9, and I was like, I can't post a video here. So this is actually going to be a Wednesday thing. Sorry that I ended up getting a copyright claim. And yeah. So this is going to be a Wednesday thing. That is okay. Just so you know. Oh my god. I hate copyright claims. Well, apparently now it's MCU Thursday. So yeah, I upload this 3 days late. Out in space, on the planet of Hala, the Kree Empire, the planet's native habitats, sought to conquer all planets and their civilizations, and so grew into a militaristic nation that sought war with others. 3,500 years before the Common Era, the Kree Empire fought with another empire and lost, unlike any of the wars they had fought before. Many of the Kree were not mentally prepared to lose the war. They were divided up into groups by how they wanted to avenge their losses. One faction, known as the Reaper, decided to send scientists to a number of different planets to experiment on their native habitats and make super weapons they could use. Some of the scientists landed on prehistoric Earth and caught Alvius, a Mayan hunter-gatherer who spent his day hunting wild boar. After painful experiments, Alvius was transformed into the new sub-race of Inhumans. His skin was now purple and his tentacles protruded from his chin, but he gained the power of possession, longevity, transformation, parasite manipulation, mind control, superhuman strength, superhuman durability, regenerative healing factor, paralysis immunity, enhanced smell, and parallel processing. Alvius would later be known as Hive. After the Kree experimented, they built underground cityscapes in the future location of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Humans with the Inhuman gene, or the descendant of someone who had the Inhuman gene, would not gain special powers until going through the process of teragenesis. The Inhuman would touch a pod known as the Diviner, which would lead them to the cityscapes where they would be encased in a glass. And the Diviner would open, revealing Terrigen crystals. The Terrigen crystals would release a mist known as Terrigen Mist, which would give them special powers. The Kree government heard of these illegal experiments and shut down the project. Even though their plans had failed, they stayed on Earth until Hive, who was supposed to lead the Inhumans on behalf of them, instead led the army against the Kree, banishing them from Earth. The Inhumans made Hive their leader, but as time went on, the Inhumans began scared of his increasing power, so banished him to the planet of Mammoth through a monolith built by the Kree. However, many people were not prepared to lose the Manfred Earth from the Kree and formed together in the Cult of Hive. On Mammoth, the Hive found 9 very advanced cultures and wiped them all out. Every year, someone was sent to the Hive to bring him back, but none returned. Eventually, Inhumans gathered on the moon and formed the city, Adelan. In the middle of the year 3,480 years before the Common Era, Owen Borson was born to Bor Bjornsson, becoming heir to the throne of Asgard. 3,460 years before the Common Era, at age 20, Borson defeated the fire demon Surtur, who threatened Asgard with the tale of Ragnarok, and stated that his crown would be combined with the eternal flame, growing him to gigantic size and allowing him to destroy Asgard with the Twilight Sword. 988 years from the Common Era, the Convergence occurred, an event in which the Nine Realms aligned, forming portals that allowed Stonehenge to be created. Malekith tried to use the Ether during the Convergence, spreading its power through the Nine Realms, while Bjornsson stopped them in the first battle of Svartalfheim. Thor's army and Malekith's army fought an equal match, but as Malekith approached the Ether, it was teleported away by the Bifrost. With the Ether taken, the Dark Elves lost great power and were getting defeated more easily than before. In an attempt to kill Thor's army, Malekith dropped ships on the ongoing battle and took his most loyal warriors into a cloaked ship where they all went into a deep sleep that lasted another 5,000 years before the next Convergence. Late in the year 1,754 years before the Common Era, Heimdall was born. Late in the year 1,869 years before the Common Era, an Asgardian berserker was born. Late into the year 1,666 years before the Common Era, Frigga was born. Early in the year 679 years before the Common Era, Hela, Odin's daughter, was born to Odin Borson, and 20 years later, 659 years before the Common Era, began a conquest with her father to subjugate the Nine Realms and rule the world. Odin rode his steed Sleipnir, and Hela rode her giant wolf Fenris in the subjugation of the Nine Realms. Hela used Mjolnir, a hammer forged from Uru, using the power from the heart of the dying star in Nidavellir. Early in the year 654 years before the Common Era, Volstagg was born. 20 years later, 639 years before the Common Era, Odin saw the error of his ways, but when he tried to stop his conquest and make peace, Hela's ambition was too strong, and she tried to overthrow him and became queen of Asgard. The attempts failed, and Odin was forced to trap his daughter in a region of Niflheim known as Hell. Afterwards, Odin covered this portion of history and pretended like Hela never existed. Around 500 years before the Common Era, Wakanda started building taller buildings in the main city. 490 years before the Common Era, Scourge was born. In the 5th century before the Common Era, The Art of War by Sun Tzu was first published in China. 384 years before the Common Era, Aristotle was born. On either July 21st or July 22nd, 356 years before the Common Era, Alexander the Great was born, and on either June 10th or June 11th, 323 years before the Common Era, Alexander the Great died at age 34. 322 years before the Common Era, Aristotle died at age 62. In the ancient city of Kunlun, a city from another dimension that opened in China only once every 15 years, the Kunlunians learned how to harness chi for medical purposes and formed a group called the Order of the Crane Mother to teach people how to use these abilities. After living there for thousands of years, the dragons became nearly extinct, except for a few, including Xiao Lao. 16 years into the Common Era, 5 members, Alexander Reed, Madame Gao, Makuta, Murakami, and Sawande, tried to exploit their powers to gain immortality and were banished, later forming the Hand. On Earth, the Hand discovered dragon bones could help make an elixir to live forever. The Hand started conquering East Asia, but while attacking a small village, a boy called the Chase pulled a knife out of his dead mother and attacked one of the members. The Chase then trained others in a group named after him to destroy the Hand. An iron fist is chosen to guard the path to Kunlun. 63 years later, on August 24th of 79, the Hand destroyed the city of Pompeii, which they covered up as the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. Early in the year 152, Vandal was born. On 200 years into the Common Era, Wakanda implemented war elephants into battle. In the middle of the year 279, Hogan was born. In the 7th century, Wakanda forged a tool that would later get in the hands of the Fula tribe in Benin and stolen by the British. In 950, 1,589 years after her imprisonment, Hela tried to break out of her prison on Hel, and Odin sent the Valkyries to stop her, causing the massacre of the Valkyries. Nearly every Valkyrie was killed except for Brunhild, who was saved by a friend. Odin, however, intervened and stopped Hela from escaping. Seeing all her friends die, Brunhild left Asgard to go to Sakaar, where she became Scrapper 142 and worked for the Grandmaster.